Good morning, my stars. How are we doing today? See the shiner? See it? See it? See how what I do when I try to drink my coffee and start choking on the coffee? Hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Joshua Bleasy. I am the Unknown Prophet. I do daily tarot readings between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Standard Time every day except the weekends. That's right, I don't do weekends. I use my custom-made homemade deck, the 5 Paths Tarot, to help me divine the best possible path for you. I am trying to start a Kickstarter campaign to raise enough money right now to print a limited run of 150 copies to see how well they are received. So, if you would like to be a part of that, please click on my About page and you can donate to that right now. The first 50 people to donate $100 or more will receive one of those first packs signed by me, and then they will be sent out to those wonderful people. So, just to remind yourselves of that as well. So, and for those lucky people who decide to get one of those packs, you'll get an original signed card from me for my original pack. So that will have a detailed personal message to you from me on it. So, and that's my exciting news, guys. And I'm making cigarettes because I ran out really late this morning trying to get everything set up. I started making coffee. It's getting colder here in Minnesota. Brr, it's cold outside. So we turn on my little heater at the same time my coffee machine does it. And our breaker does not like that. So it trips the breaker, and then everything in my office goes down about a half an hour before I'm supposed to be starting stream today. So I'm like, I got Bonnie Badger trying to get everything back up there. Get everything ready for you guys there. So that's kind of how my morning went. So anyway, proud to report no dentist appointment today. That's why there is an episode today, because otherwise there was going to be no episode today because I had a dentist appointment right about now. And then that would have been it for me. Because I wouldn't have been like, for at least that afternoon until my mouth decided to heal, But lucky for me, my wife got to play dentist in my dentist's place. And successfully, both the teeth that were bothering me have come out of my mouth without dentistry. Yay, I hate the dentist. Now, to all those dentists out there, to be fair to you, I don't necessarily think it's you. I think it's just the profession and the whole thing. There's got to be one thing that everyone hates, and everyone hates going to the dentist. Because the worst thing anyone wants is something sharp in their mouths. And I'm a little bit paranoid about things going in my mouth that aren't supposed to be going in there. Food and water and things that could make my life a little bit better. Smoky, choky. All that fun stuff, that stuff is supposed to go in my lungs, not that other stuff. So, kind of that's what we're at today. That's about the most exciting news, and to let you all know that come a couple more days, and on the 19th we'll be launching the public Kickstarter campaign. Will go public on the 19th for anybody who would like to purchase one of those 50 copies. It's open to the general public. Actually, it's open right now, guys. If you really want to get in it, I have no problem with you going over there and buying one of those $100 packs, so that I can accomplish my dream, print those copies, and then also for those 50 people that I do send them out to, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to as well, is seeing people get their decks, doing a test run, doing one to see how it's going to look and if they got everything right, kind of a deal, that kind of stuff. So today we're just running a tiny bit behind today, so it's okay, right, guys? we don't worry about such things ever. Nope. Just keep the stream going. Keep going. See, and I'm trying to improve, guys. I'm always asking for feedback from my friends and stuff like that. So okay, now I never did fix this. Validation! Welcome to the chat, my moderator, Validation. Just resetting my camera back up here, guy. So getting that back up here. How are we doing today, my brother? Yeah, that looks good to me. Ah, there we go. Now move that out of the way. Gonna have my first cigarette of the day. Have a tiny bit of green in the brass monkey for pain. And other than that, yeah, no one's at work for MLK Day today. And to those who don't know anything about Martin Luther King, he was a very important man in African American history and history of the United States because he did something very unique. He did something for the first time that people did not have to be violent to protest. He was the king of, and that's why he's called the Martin Luther King, is celebrated to this day, is because he formed nonviolent protest. He did things like sit-ins, and he did things like, we're going to lock arms, you're not going to be able to move us. He didn't believe in the go bomb somebody to get your point across. He thought that actually hurt people rather than help people. So much love to Martin Luther King because he taught us such an important lesson, and he stood up for what he believed in, and not only for African American rights at the time, but he also showed us a better way of getting our point across without causing violence to do it. So, and that's what I know about Martin Luther King. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I am not the biggest history buff in the world. Okay, but from what I remember, that's all that he did good for us that I can remember. He was also a preacher, and go read your history if you want to find out more about Martin Luther King. Go Google him today. He's probably on the clicker there. You just click a little button and you go, oh, that's what he's about. But I think most of us know who he is by now. He was just such a significant man in history, And, I'm appreciative of him doing what he did because I really, really, really like people. I don't care what color they are. I don't care what race they are. I don't care what religion they are, political party, whatever. As long as you're not going to shove it down my throat for hours on end, I can listen to you for a little bit, As long as you're willing to listen to my point of view. That's my rule. You listen to me, I listen to you. And then we see if we can have an honest debate about what we feel about each other's points, and then maybe walk away learning something for a change rather than trying to argue to each other to death, which can be fun, but a nice healthy debate from time to time. And then you smoke some pot, you have some pizza, you have yourself talking about life and all that fun stuff. And what else can I say? Life is good. This is just regular cigarette though. So as you can see now, I'm going to be starting to take off weekends. So Saturday and Sundays, I will not be doing any kind of public readings, but I am saving those times for private readings. So if you guys want to schedule a private reading with me, they'll only be done on weekends now, guys, because I'm trying to reserve a couple of my batteries here, okay? And trying to do some self-care, and I'm also trying to reduce how much cannabis I'm smoking, and trying to do a couple more things that the lords and ladies and my guys are trying to tell me right now. So I'm going to slow it down a bit. You know what I'm saying? That might mean being in pain a little bit more than I like to be. So if I'm on a more pain day, you'll see a message on my Discord saying, pain day. Sorry, can't go on today. But we're going to see how it goes. And, try to do some more healthier stuff for myself. Try to learn how to get through it, and maybe move through some of these things that I need to deal with anyway. So usually, pretty much there's only for about a week and a half, 2 times a month is when we get to smoke green, and then we smoke it pretty heavily for the first day, and then after that we smoke it about every 5 to 6 hours depending on the day and pain levels, but mostly we stick to that 5-hour plan, so 1 joint every 5 hours. So that's where we're up. Hello, my lovely lady. Jing is in the chat, ready for their reading today. How are we doing today, Jing? Came in for more of my kind of reading, right? Spiritual butt kicking is going to be kind of the tagline here. Welcome to your spiritual butt kicking. I hope you have the best day ever. You know what I'm saying? You are the first person on list, my fine friend. Guess what? No waiting for you. You get the first fresh shuffle. You get the first fresh everything there. You got to see the bottom card, but that doesn't matter here. When you throw me your numbers, if you have a question today, throw me your question today. Other than that, remind me to hydrate. Oh, guys, just in case you missed it, I took a fall. I'm okay. I was choking on my morning coffee, started to pass out, hit the floor, bumps on the head, and all that fun stuff. So, all right. But I survived. I'm okay. Really, I am. 4 and 13. You got it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 13th card. One. I didn't count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I was counting in my head. 13. That's why I was like, I better count those up. Wait, it was 13, then 4. Yeah, but I don't do 10. I told you, if you're going to give me lower numbers, the lower number is going to be your shuffle. The 13th card is going to be your 13th card. I only do 1 through 10 shuffles, and then 1 through 52 is my number of big numbers. So he always, because of his culture, he reverses those numbers. So it's a part of his culture. He always puts the bigger number first, then the smaller number. So he knows, they know that. But yeah, that's what they wanted. So, but thank you for pointing it out in case I did miss it. No, you didn't know. She and I have a very unique way. She has a very unique, communicating for me, and we do pretty good with our language barriers. Here we go, but hofty. Sometimes we just try to do the best we can, right, Jane? Right. So I don't think there's really that much of a language barrier per se. I just think that there's sometimes, there comes a point in some people's lives where they just got to get certain answers. And, as you can see here today, I'm going to put this down just a tiniest bit more. So, it's just, when you get to know someone's energy and stuff like that, it's just kind of like, okay, here we go. I know what the question's going to be about. As soon as I start to deal these cards, I pick up things, So usually how it works with me is in the mornings I usually get about 10 to 20 minutes of meditation time in the morning to clear myself off of all of the crap that happened, whatever. Then fill myself back up with all of the stuff I need to come here and do readings for you guys, right? So maybe that's 10 minutes, sometimes that's 15 minutes, sometimes it takes, 5 minutes, but it doesn't matter how much time it takes. It matters that I feel like I have cleansed and cleared myself off enough to be ready to do those things. So, coming here and doing that kind of a reading for you all, making sure I'm doing the best job energetically as well. But I try to take in everybody's little things just because it's how they do it. Anyway, let's get into what your question was there, Jane, because we're kind of rambling there for a bit there. Sorry about the ramble. Just because babbling is sometimes, one of those fun things. But, Jing, it's time to kind of realize that this thing coming for you for love is maybe it will be some moving out time or maybe moving away time because you've got the inner oak card in your past. And the inner oak card is all about moving away from the old bad patterns and adopting new good patterns. This may mean it's time to move away from the past, or it's time to move on from what you've currently got going on into something different. If you want a different result, go give yourself a different experience. You know what the definition of insanity is, right, Chang? Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, but never ever changing or adopting to it. That's the definition of insanity for most of us, okay? So, you have to start to ask yourself, is this fulfilling my life? And if it's fulfilling that spot that I need it to right now, then letting it be enough is what I have to start getting used to. Is letting what I have right now be enough for me. And that's all I'm going to get at this point. And I think that there's going to be some kind of thing going on because you're giving him all of these I'm questioning feelings. You're giving him the kind of vibe of a person who's out there looking for something else because you can't seem to see the good in him long enough. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't see what he's already trying to give you, and if that's all this person is capable of doing, and it hasn't been enough for you up to this point, okay? And that's what I'm saying, is now he gets the feeling that you're not enough, he's not enough for you. Why would he want to start? He starts questioning all of that stuff. And this is not an excuse for guys to go out there and cheat, okay? This is just what I'm feeling. It's not that he doesn't love you. It's that he's not getting everything that he wants to get there because you're too busy trying to create this narrative of what you wanted it to be rather than being in there enjoying what it is, you know, and making it be that important thing. So moving out the old, moving in the new. Building up these new places for you to start building a foundation. And if you're moving out of this old bad patterns, then what do you have to put in its place? You have to put healthier blocks that are going to keep that thing of yours safe, you know, of keep what you need in your life safe. So what are you going to start adding into the relationship to keep it safe and secure? It's not that it's ending, it's that it could be ending and you're doing your best that you can. Well, then, you, like I said, you either need to say to yourself, I need something that's going to fulfill me better than what this person is giving me. If I'm already feeling this anyway, maybe it's time to move on. And yeah, but that's the question that's coming to your mind. When I'm telling you maybe it's time to act on this thing that's keep coming up in your mind. You've been telling yourself the answer for quite a long time, Jing. It's just that you don't want to accept that that's the answer. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how many times can you be told the same thing over and over again before you accept that that is the truth? I mean, if you take everything that anyone's ever told you about this whole subject and you combine it all together, and somewhere in there you get the truth, okay? And you get to decide what that truth is. And building up these new things that you want to keep whatever you want safe. So what are you going to start to build up in this relationship to build this relationship up to be the kind of relationship you want it to be? If you can't do this together, then it's not worthy of doing it at all. So if you both can't come to the table and build this together, then it will never work because then it will always be you trying so hard to make their lives seem that much more easier. And they're not going to care in the end because they never really cared. It's about you finally saying, either I've got to go with the flow, because that's what your wandering path is all about. Build safety walls. Make sure you're building a home, not a cage. Maybe you've made it feel like a cage, and now he feels like he has to escape that cage because you're so, please pay attention to me. Please pay attention to me. Please love me. Please love me. Oh, please show me I'm worthy. Please show me I'm worthy. All the damn time, you know. When that you can't say you're enough for yourself sometimes. I don't know if that's the issue or not, but when you take a wandering path, it's not about how long it takes. It's not about what direction you're going, forward or backwards, or taking an easy or a hard path. It's just you deciding to take that one step at a time, not worrying about how long it's gonna take. A wandering path is all about saying to yourself, maybe time to wander for a while. Maybe it's time to get lost for a while. Not all people who wander are lost. Have you ever heard this phrase? Sometimes you just need to go and explore. So that's what they're saying to you is in your future, maybe some exploration and going with the flow a little bit more. If things are getting stagnant in the relationship, maybe give him reasons not to feel stagnant anymore. I mean, get your most kinkiest outfit on and get in the bedroom and ride him like a so much of a cowgirl that you've ever rode in them before. Show them what it means to be without you there. Go girl, you know what I'm saying? But it's how you're looking at the situation is the whole crux of the issue. The destiny card is trying to tell you the way you look at it is how it is being affected in your everyday life. If you look at the darkness and see possibility, then that's what is available to you. If you look in the darkness and see negativity and drowning in your sorrows and all the crap that's happened to you in your life, then that's what it's going to reflect back to you. You either have to move the mirror out of the way and start looking for that light that's right in front of that mirror that you keep blocking it, or turn your happy butt around so that you can start looking at the mirror and shining the light in your eyes instead of the darkness in your eyes. You have to decide which way you want to see this situation. Unknown possibilities, or it is heading towards a better future. Which way do you look at it is how it directly affects the whole love life and what's coming for you. So moving out some bad old patterns, or moving away from this person and adopting some self-care for a while, and then doing some of that for a bit, so we build up those safety walls around the things that we do want to protect about ourselves. We're going to do what it takes to build those locks. We're not building a cage, we're building a home. When we've done building that home, we're going to be able to go outside and explore just what this may mean. Test the waters for other things. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's best to just say, hey, I don't know what's going on, but maybe we need to have a little bit more open relationship for a little bit. Fine. You want to go, we're not exactly married here, so you want to go date somebody else for a while? Let me go try dating somebody else for a while. Maybe it's going to do you both some good when you come back together. But if he's seeing anybody, from what I'm getting, I don't think he's seeing anybody. I don't think he's going out there looking for another connection. Well, it probably does. See, he's toying with you, Jane. Don't you see it? Don't you see it that this person is just, using you for a space because they need someone there not to feel lonely? I mean, I don't know why you aren't able to see this. I mean, you've been telling yourself the same thing over and over again forever. And you don't want to be with him. He's not attentive enough for you. He keeps doing other things and not paying attention to you. You've been with him a long time. He has yet to commit with you. He hasn't done all the things that you want in a relationship. He's not willing to do blah, 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 blah. If there were any more reasons to leave, I don't know how many more you need. So if he needs to give you that last reason to finally be free of him, is that what you need to hear? Because then he's going to go out there and do that. Just so he can say, oh, I'm free of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I feel like the game is. Like I said, you're waiting too long for this guy. Okay, that's just my personal opinion. I waited almost 10 years for a woman who couldn't love me back in return. It sounds like the exact same thing, Jing. He does not love you back in return. He's using you to his advantage because you are giving him all the things he wants in other respects, but it's not about the relationship. It's more about the attachment to the filling a spot. If that's my honest opinion there, Jing, I don't think this is the guy you need to be with anymore. That's my opinion. You still have to go back to your everyday life and say, hey, maybe I need to think about why my reasons are for being with this person any longer. I think you could find someone else who's way better for you, who would make you feel like the woman you deserve to be treated, the person that you need to be treated. I think there's a person out there that can do that for you. I don't think the guy you're with right now is that person. I really don't. I think you're trying to fill a spot just to fill a spot, because you haven't yet worked on the things you need to work on for you. But like I said, that's I know you're trying to say, not get in your own head and stuff like that, but yeah, but you're surviving on memory. You're surviving on untangible proof that things were good at one point. Are they still as good as they were on the trip? Being in that kind of love I'm talking about and the kind of love you think you deserve, it's effortless. It doesn't seem like you're fighting it. Me and my wife, we don't feel like we're trying, but we are trying to honestly work on it all the time. It doesn't feel like work because, and you're living on nostalgia. You're living on the past. You've been clinging to that. That's what you're in love with. You're in love with the past. You're not in love with him anymore. You're in love with the idea of him. You know what I'm saying? And one of these days, the glasses are going to come off, and you're really going to be seeing just how much, when those rose-colored glasses finally come off, it's going to hit you. Just the tiniest little bit, because it hit me too. You know, just how ugly this person really was for me. And that's when I started to change things and say, I don't want that kind of love anymore. And went after someone who is more beautiful than ever, kind of a person I could ever ask for. And I think that's pretty much it, you know. But you still have to make that choice. And we as readers, we will tell you what we think, but ultimately you have to go back and live your life, Jing. No matter what we tell you, if you just still decide to do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result, well, then expect the same result you've been getting, because it hasn't been proven otherwise up to this point. I don't think it will ever change. I think it will be like this the rest of your remaining days. So ask yourself, are you okay with it being like this until the day you die? Because that's what you're asking yourself right now. Can I live with this the remainder of my days? Is this what I'm worthy of? I think you're worth more than that. There's always someone out there. I know, I know, I know, Gene. But when is it time to start to heal all of this stuff on the inside for you? When are you going to stop looking for another person to help you fix it? There's no one out there in this world who can fix it. The only person out there who can fix it is Jing. Jing is the only person who can fix anything about themselves, because they're the only persons who have that kind of power. To change oneself is your own power, is your own will, is your own intent. And I know it seems, I don't know if you've gotten this from other readers, but if I'm the person who has to be tell you the hard truth is, I don't think this man loves you. I think he's using you. Okay? And I think you're letting yourself be used, because you're afraid of being alone. Rather than dealing with the issues that are causing the loneliness, you're finding another person to fill that hole because you don't want to deal with the real problems. And then you come to all of us seeking answers and yet don't change anything. I'm not trying to be cruel or mean here. I hope you know that. And I hope you all know that too. You know? I used to do this a lot. This was my go-to thing. A thing I would do all the time in my life. It was my go-to thing to do exactly what you're doing right now, Jing. It was the standard Josh stamp of approval. Oh, it's good enough. I don't think I deserve better than that. Oh, this ugly woman is all I deserve? Really? This is all I deserve? You know, I had to ask myself why that was. Well, Jing, then stop asking us all about it and then go do something about it. Go up to his face and says, you have a week to tell me that you want to be here with me. If you can't to convince me in a week that you still love me and want to be with me, I'm gone. If you're in that house and you own that house, kick his fancy ass out on the curb and let some other broad take care of him. If you're living in his place, you know what? It's better to take as much stuff as you can and leave a free woman at last than live in a place where you're never going to be loved by him ever again. Well, then expect to give it a long time, because he's never changing. He has no reason to change. That's all I'm saying. If you're okay with that, then go do you, girl. Don't let any of us tell you how to live your life either. You know, and I'm no stranger to that either. I'm not king and know it all of all things right and wrong in the world. Okay, I'm just the person who sits here and gets messages from the beyond. At least that's what I believe, because I have no tangible proof of that either. You know, except that you tell me these things are scary accurate. That's my tangible proof, people. Okay, well then I must be reading something correctly, whatever it is. Yeah, but how much time have you given it, right, guys? I just if I have to be the one reader who tells you to please leave this man, leave them now, as quickly as possible, there's someone else better out there for you. I don't think he's the one. I'll be the one. There, I said it. Whether you take it or not is up to you. I need some pain relief. Just the tiniest bit of cannabis to help with the back pain. Oh, I got a new chair that does vibrate a little bit though. That's kind of nice though. Yeah, Jane, there's nobody here who anybody else. If you just need to talk to, I'm connected to things right now for you there. So if you want another card reading, I'll give you another card reading. Or if you just want to talk to your guides and get some answers for a change, we'll do that too. Whichever way you want to do it. Because all of this is coming from them, you know. Everything I'm telling you is coming from your higher power guides. So if you want to continue that kind of conversation, or if you want the cards to help with that, whatever way you want to do it, I'm here for you, sweetie. No one else here in line. So... okay, throw me your numbers. Cards. Alright, give me your numbers if you want the cards. Alright, here we go. 8 and 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 4 cards for the from your higher power too. 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and the 17th card. Wants to know what February is going to be like for us, huh? Yeah. Well, they weren't meant to come then. So February, right? So February is going to be all about you and what you do want to do about this situation that you're currently in. It's deciding what kind of a home you want to live in and deciding what feels right within yourself. What feels right to you is going to be the question we'll be answering ourselves. If this feels good inside and this is the kind of place I want to live, then I have to decide to live here. If this isn't the place I want to be anymore, I have to move and have to find a better place. This is all about knowing who you are and knowing what you want. It's about finding that place within yourself and accepting things are just going to be good enough right now as it stands. I'm going to start to live in that happiness and bring myself joy by saying, you know what, at least I've got this. And finding the happy in this. As long as I've got this, I'm happy. And allowing that to be my new home. Okay? You get to decide whether or not this is the place you want to live in or not, or is it a cage or not a cage. Because if you're entering a place that feels more like a cage than a home, then you're going to end up in a place you feel trapped in and don't know how to get out of. But you know that, Jing. This February is all about that. It's all about that, finding out what we want to do within ourselves and really finding out what we actually want. Tempering ourselves into the shape we want ourselves to be. So rather than letting the world come and bang up against us, it's time for us to do some work on ourselves and start to bring out that hot piece of soul that we've been cooking for such a long time, because the universe is trying to get you red hot enough to where you go, I can't take this anymore, I deserve better, blah 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 blah, off the top of my lungs. Pull yourself out of the forge and start to bang away at the self that you want yourself to become, into the shape you want yourself to become. And doing that means working on yourself. So working on yourself in February in tandem with finding a new way to feel at home within yourself as well. So loving who you are as a person, but working on yourself and the things you do want to move and change. Existing as something different than you had begun that month with. Because you are getting this new idea of who you want to be. Start to envision the person you've always wanted to be, the life you've always wanted to have, all of it 100% completely, and start to get a really clear image in your mind. Now say to yourself, is that possible? Of course it's possible. What will I have to sacrifice to get that? Is my question. And that's what you have to understand, is everything comes with a little bit of give and take. A baby in the womb needs the right kind of nutrients in order to grow and become a healthy baby. If it doesn't give the right kind of nutrients, it's not going to grow into the kind of person or thing it's going to be. Not self-weakening, self-empowerment more than like it. So instead of not working on self and empowering self, now getting a better idea of what we want to become and empowering ourselves with it. So you are not going backwards. You are getting an idea and forming who you want to be in the mind before bringing it into reality. So getting an idea of what you want before you actually go out and say to the universe, I'm ready for this, is what they're basically saying February is going to be about. You know? And that's what they're saying to you is the whole point of it, is you have to start to contemplate at all these other beautiful choices you have available to you right now. Maybe it's time to reach into those possibilities and grab a different dream and see how that works out, because this one hasn't been working out. Maybe it's time to stop living for this dream and living for that new thing that we have yet to grab or contemplate ever have grabbing before. And that's basically what the cards are saying, is why you're going through all of this right now, is so that you can finally come to terms with whatever decision you do decide to make. Because it's going to be an internal struggle, Jing. You're going to have to weigh your options of the goods, the bads, the uglies, and everything in between. And be honest with yourself about what you actually want, what you're actually getting, and whether or not it serves its purpose anymore. And that means saying to yourself, this may not be my marble. I need a different marble. So kind of understanding that that's kind of what February is going to be more about. Yeah, but you can become what you see in yourself becoming. The whole point is getting an idea of who you want yourself to become and putting that in your head. That's called manifestation. We're manifesting the idea in our mind before the gods or the universe say, oh, how do we move her into becoming that kind of a person? Now, you've gone through the labor, because this is basically labor you're going through. The existing part is all about you moving from existing to going through a labor, through becoming a born new being. Just like having a child, okay? A soul does the same thing. It starts out as an idea. It has to go through a labor process in order to become real into this world. That's usually the actions we take and blah, 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 blah. You get the idea, hopefully. And we do have some God messages for you, too, there, Jing, about this. Do you want your God messages, too? Because, I don't know, maybe this is something else you want to know. You know, there are times in our lives when we have to be told certain things. And I think that you have to understand that right now, you are kind of going through depression right now. This is what depression does. It kind of keeps you in the same kind of thinking of the same that you only deserve to have this in your life. You're depressed because you don't think you deserve any better than what you are actually receiving. But you have to decide that you are the sky in the picture and the sun behind those clouds, because the clouds are what you allow it to happen in your life. Depression is a state of mind. We allow it to happen to us. The more we think about those sad thoughts, the more our clouds become thicker and thicker and thicker. The lighter our and happier our thoughts are, the more those clouds dissipate. And as we start to believe in ourselves more and more and more, and believe in that light, that can happen even faster. Just remind yourself that sometimes you just got to go through this sadness to let it all out, to really go and say, I know this is going to hurt, but it has to start to do something different. Something different has to happen. And that might mean cracking those rose-colored glasses and seeing the truth. Seeing that you are a beautiful flower who deserves better than they're getting right now. That the weeds of the world have already been decided for you, and you keep seeing yourself as that ugly weed that doesn't take in, all of that stuff that needs to be taken in, instead of gathering up those nutrients and becoming that flower that they need to become. That's what we're doing now, is we're gathering up all the nutrients from the rain that was just poured down in our lives, so that we can start to grow in a new, different way and discover the beauty within. Because we want to become something powerful. We are ready to take ourselves out of the forge and temper ourselves. This is basically saying, if you want to change, now is the time to change. Now is the time to strike where the iron is hot. If you want your life to be different, hey, thanks, Taki. Sorry, I saw you there. I was just trying to finish up my reading real quick before I popped in and said hi there. But hello, real quick. All right, and thank you very much for gifting us out to Danger Bean. I think they will really appreciate that. So thank you very much for that gifted subby. I truly appreciate that, Taka. All right, now moving on to Jing. The thing that we're trying to do right now is find balance in your life. Finding the goods and bads. We have two different parts of what we want. We want the dream. The dream is only possible in reality form of not dreaming. If we're going to get practically everything we're asking for, but a dream is still a dream. Unless you're living in a dream, you will never obtain a dream. You are living in reality, so we are not going to get everything exactly how we think it's going to turn out, but we are going to relatively get exactly what we're asking for. So we have to remind ourselves that there's always going to be two sides of the coin that have to kind of come together, learn how to mesh together, and to learn two worlds have to start to walk together as one, or that gray in between. It doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be bad. It just has to be us moving together in a forward direction and allowing the symphony to happen within myself. That way I can start to play the beautiful music of who I am. I believe in the destiny I want to carve myself. I was a man of this kind of means before. I became the unknown prophet. This is who I was. I was a dualistic unison. I needed to learn how to bring everything together, the good, the bads, and the uglies, and everything in between, to really see the symphony and the beauty that I was creating. Rather than hoping for the dream, I said I will goddamn go get the dream. And that's basically all I have to tell you today there, Jingy. Alright. Cleansing shuffle for everybody else in the world there. Oh. So that's where we're at, guys. Brass monkey hit for all those people out there. Just a light little bit of green today, not going overboard today. I am getting low on the green, so I have to be very, very selective about when I'm using it now. So it's either a little or nothing. You're welcome, Jane. You know, we're always trying to help you, but you actually have a lot of the power in your own two hands. You have to start to make some choices that might not be so easy to choose, but you still have to be the one to choose them. We can't live your life for you. We want not. Some of us wish we could crawl into the Jing's body and puppeteer you, but what fun would that be? I forgot to fix my damn thingamajiggies. My sound alerts. Hey, thanks for the follow, Bloody Tears. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the thank you for the follow. I truly appreciate any likes, follows, subscriptions, and or other things. Remember, these are 100% free readings. I am trying to earn money right now for my Kickstarter campaign. You'll see the link in above. If you want to show me some support, throw me your donations and your positivity there. That's where I would rather you put your money towards right now. It's helping me achieve my goal of printing my physical copy of this deck. So I did this for myself a long time ago. Now I'm doing a mass production of at least 150 copies. 100 of those will go out to people. Well, I'll say about 80 of those will go out for retail, and then the 80 of them, 20 of them will be reserved for giveaways, special events, special people, blah 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 blah. So that's the news that I have to share there as well. That I am trying to create my own deck. For general use for the public. So it does need some work. It needs a little bit of help. So I will need some help kind of adjusting it to, remember I did this in 2011, so it's almost, 12 years ago now. So I was trying to think, it's 24 now, so I did it in 2011. That's when I created the 5 paths. So. I wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Before 2011, I'd say in 2009, roughly around that year, we had moved to Robbinsdale, Minnesota, to kind of have a little bit of more freedom in my life and my mom's life. She didn't buy a house. She entered into a home which had dual places to live, a top and a bottom. And since I was getting to be the age of being an adult, and so my brother was getting to be the age of an adult, we kind of wanted our own spot there for a little bit. Eventually, I had the spot to myself. My brother moved out, yada yada. So I lived there for quite a while, you know. And yeah, I know this is kind of not distracting, but it is what it is, right? So, you know, I look like a pirate now for sure. Okay, but, you know, behind, in Robbinsdale, Minnesota, where we lived in a little house that was right behind the park called Walter Soskowski Park in Crystal, Minnesota, is where I learned the lesson of the 5 paths. Okay, so we lived basically right here, and the forest was like up in this area here, you know what I'm saying? So we lived down here on the plain, actually, if I were to say it lived up on a hill. So I was down here, traveled up a bike path to get to railroad tracks that were right up in here. So the railroad tracks would have run like this here. I crossed from the where it was legal to be standing, illegal to be standing, to legal to be standing, because you're not supposed to be crossing railroad tracks, okay? I don't highly recommend crossing railroad tracks because you never know when these fuckers are coming. I did play the Dodge a Train game once, and it was not fun. I almost fucking died. And then my so-called best friend at the moment, laughing his ass off, that I barely escaped death. Okay, but anyway, moving. And on the other side is this forest called Walter Soskowski Park. Well, I start to walk, and I'm a pretty introspective guy at this time. I'm a lost soul at this point. My depressions are high. My anxieties are high. I don't even have anyone who have. I haven't even fallen in love with Crystal yet. That's all the name I will give to her. Usually call her something else, but we'll call just that's it. Her name. That's all you need to know about her. And then I fell, then I started to ask myself questions like, what's wrong with me? What do I need to change to be a worthy person of this person who I thought at the time was my supposed one true love? So I would go out to this forest to think a lot, especially when you're a young boy and you still got a lot more vigor in you than you do what this old man does right now. I was a adventurous man, so I went to go take walks, and I've always liked nature, so it wasn't hard for me to get lost in the forest somewhere. But one day I was having an extremely difficult time out there, and really thinking about that I didn't think I had choices or decisions in my life. And I start walking down this path, and I get to this part of the park, right, where there is a physical crossroads there. I mean, there is literally a path behind you, a path in front, a path on the side of you that looks a little bit more dangerous, a one on the other side of you that looks a little easier, and then there's kind of one that you kind of could go in between both of those that were both a bike path, so it was easy, but it was still through the brush and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't hard, it wasn't easy, it was definitely an unseen path. And then I got to the end of that path and found a different place where I found a lake where you'll see the actual unseen path picture taken, because that's what I found after discovering that at the end of the park's path was home residential area. I didn't think there was anything more to be found on that other place. While exploring one day, I found my unseen path because I went out of my way to explore a place I was a little scared to go into. Went down around to the park where I found that lake with those reeds and that dock. A very beautiful little grove. If you go in there in the summer, or the spring to summer area, you get all these beautiful little marsh flowers with some hanging willow trees over there. It's a little marshy and walky, but it's all full of moss and stuff all over the place. It's like if you took away the plains every once in a while hiding away, you'd have a little hobbit hole somewhere there. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I learned the 5 paths lesson. The lesson that I could always go back where I came from, which was my past path, where I've already been 1,000 times, or I could choose to go a different direction. Even if I chose one of those paths going to the end of it, where was I ultimately trying to go? I was ultimately trying to go home, right? How did I get home? I had to take a leap of faith to get home, because there was a tiny leap you had to take on the way down to get back down to the place where you could walk onto the leap, onto the path, but the deer path in the back of the woods towards my little home down in the valley on the other side. So, of the basically, I traveled up a big ass hill. Well, not really a big ass hill. It was a hill to get to the top of the railroad tracks, where the railroad tracks, I crossed the railroad tracks into the park where I would trespass constantly in the dark. Hi, my name is, I am a trespasser. But it was all for spiritual reasons. So that's kind of where I learned those lessons. And then to learn that forging my own path forward, or taking an unseen path, or taking a risk, taking a leap of faith onto that unseen path for the first time, led me to an extremely beautiful grove. And that's kind of how the 5 paths lesson was born. And then I really took that to heart. I took that so to heart that I started to ask myself, what is my choice today? Which way am I going today? Easy, hard, blah, 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 blah. And I would start to realize that I was playing the greatest choose your own adventure game I would ever play. I love choose your own adventure books. I love choose your own adventure games. You know why? Because it reminds me of everything I'm already going through. You know what I'm saying? So, as I start to learn and look inward for the first time in a long time, not only am I rediscovering the new choices I have within myself to choose new and different things that I was doing at that particular point in my life. So moving from I don't believe in myself till I can feel empowered by my choice and changes. If I don't like it, I can take a different path. You know what I'm saying? And I have that choice. No matter which path I choose, eventually I have to go home. I have to go to the place where I live every single day, my life. You know, I can go on this nice journey, but I have to go home eventually and live the life that keeps me having that ability to go out there and do that. So now you kind of know a little bit of the 5 path story there, guys. I'm glad you were here for Taka. Welcome on in. Well, let me do a cleansing shuffle for you here, and you can throw your numbers and your question if so. Just say general if it's just a general reading today. But that is the true story of how I came up with the lesson. And then I turned it into a deck after becoming a witch. And learning, going through a class that taught us all about making our own tools and empowering those tools. You know what I'm saying? So, and then being a generally creative person, making it a reality. Because I just can't let it sit there, can I? No, I have to make it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a 5 God card message on the second shuffle too. Oofta. Second. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 8. And the 22nd card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1. And the 22nd card is now on top. We have a 5 God card message for you as well. Oh, thank you. You know, I did buy some more of these things to kind of change it up with the backgrounds on the bottom here every once in a while. When they get dirty, I can wash them, that kind of stuff. You know, because when I smoke, I do dirty these things up quite a bit. So, you know, just kind of, you know, giving it. I got a new computer chair. You know, trying to store up a little bit more of the thingamajiggies up there. Now I've realized something isn't working correctly, so I have to fix it because it's going to bug me. There we go. That was what I'm going to say. Hey, you can't see my other things. So let's get going on your answer, though, of what your general reading is for you this month, this coming up here soon. What do we need to know? Right? And we also have a 5 card God message for you as well, to my brother. So, hoofda, today is butt kicking indeed, right? Because I want to ask you, Taka, why are you so frozen in fear by the simplest little things you know you can get past? What is... Oh, okay. You know? And why is it that the thinnest of ice can stop us in our places, but when it comes to overcoming the big obstacles, that's easier, but the little ones are the hardest ones? Really? Are you really that stuck in that thin ice, or do you just need to move those feet around a little bit more every day, not keeping yourself stuck in place? It does not feel like a big jump out of the damn ice. You can just walk over the damn ice, and it cracks underneath you as you start to walk, and you get the satisfaction of it going crunchy, 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 crunchy. What is that being asked of you right now, my friend? Is it is time to claim your power again. You have to go to this place within yourself that's sacred and deep inside of yourself, and start to ask yourself, what is it I really expect from myself? What is it I really want from my life? What is it I really want to achieve? And clearly understand what that is, because you're about to go up to the universal podium here and put your hands to the sky and say, hey, universe, this is how I want it. This is when I want it. This is why I want it. This is what I'm willing to give up for said thing. Here's what I'm willing to do for said thing. Now, please give me what I am asking you for. Be prepared. They are sitting there by the side, giggling with laughter, waiting for the moment you feel so prepared that you think you've got it all handled and ready to rock and roll. And then they're sitting over there with a big old baseball bat going, oh, you think you got this, right? Well, let me see if you can duck too. Whew. Did I duck in time or did I get smacked on the head? And 2x4 to the ground to be reminded just how much I need to watch out myself. This was in a real life 2x4 caused by me not swallowing my coffee. and trying to do way too many things at once. But that's what the universe will do. If you feel you're ready, if you are ready, the 2x4 will miss you. But if you are feeling like you're ready and really not ready, then it will knock you down to the appropriate level to show you just how ready you're not. Doesn't mean you go back to the beginning. It just means you get knocked down a little bit to show what you still have yet to learn. How you use that information now is up to you. Is this the missing puzzle piece you needed, or was it the puzzle piece you already had that you just had to reveal to yourself? You've been reassessing long enough. We peer into our soul, we peer into our mind, we peer into our lives for such a long awaited time. We expect to find something there. Guess what? There's nothing missing. You aren't missing anything. None of you are missing anything. You're still developing. This puzzle piece is not missing. It's still developing. It's the future. It develops for us all. We don't get to see our future. No one gets to know the future. Even I, as good as I can be, don't get to know everything, because the second I tell you it, the second it changes. So even though I've told you everything I've told you today, you have decided to do something in your little mind to either say, yes, I want to do this, or no, I don't want to do this, or hell, I'm going to do whatever the hell I think I'm going to do and throw a monkey in wrenches, okay? But reassessing it over and over again, expecting to find a result that isn't right or good for yourself. I know I was just explaining insanity to somebody else too, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Well, maybe you need to stop introspecting over and over and over again, expecting to find something different, and just say, you know what, that's who I was. That's not who I have to be. That's the difference between a developing piece and a missing piece. How I decide this person is all I ever wanted to tell myself. The universe is telling you, you are telling you, everybody is telling you that it's time for Taka. I wish I knew how to say your name correctly right now, but you are not the weed of the world. You are the dandelion of the world. Now, people may think of you as this weed thingy, but you are a flower. You were always born a flower. You will forever be a flower. A flower that is very good for this environment, very good for us, and very good for itself as well. It does not give up. It grows wherever the hell it can find the easiest place to grow, and it grows. Just like you are finding the easiest place to grow, and you are growing. So what if people come along and say you are an ugly old weed? That's up to them to decide for themselves. You are a flower no matter what anyone says and looks down at you and says you are. You are always and have always been a flower. And not freezing in place will allow that flower to grow. Claiming your power allows those flowers to grow around the place you plant down, so that you can grow in that power, so that you see the beauty of the person you are rather than the person you used to be, because we have developed past that point now and see into our futures the beautiful flower we truly are. And that's your general reading right now. And we do have a 5 card God message as well. So if you're good with this one, we can move on to the God card message. If you want to see your God cards, say, yeah, I want to see my God cards, or no, don't want to see them. Shuffle deck, move on to the next person in the night. Yes, sir, God. Okay. I kind of felt like that was going to be the answer, but I have to ask. It's my responsibility to do that. So we have 5 God cards for you today. Let's see what they have to tell you today. Ooh, okay. And what? Oh, okay. All right, last message. Okay. So, what do you really need to know? And what do the gods really want to tell you? Perk up those eardrums, because this is going to be like a I really want you to hear me moment, clear out the ice crystals or earwaxies in the ear, spiritually, at least in your mind, and get ready for some much needed, I need to heard this, okay? Just let me put some coffee in my coffee and warm it up here a little bit. All right. Ready, Freddy? Here we go. It is time to release your past. You've been holding on to it like Gollum's ring. My precious. Yes, the one thing you think you need the most is actually turning you into an ugly old creature that you feel like you need to hold on to this precious item that has no more meaning to you than any other thing in your life. The only thing in your life that seems more precious to you is you carrying around all this past issues and past feelings. Well, maybe if you threw it into the freaking goddamn volcano already, you wouldn't feel these feelings anymore. You could finally move past these feelings. I hope you're a Lord of the Rings fan, because if you're not, that was kind of lost on you. But you know that there has been a time for the past to be relative. But you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go and let it be the history book you pick up once in a great blue moon when you need to reference what I don't want to do anymore. Not the I need to read it every night before bedtime like a bedtime story that reminds me just how much I don't want to remember all of that. I have to start to let go and release that past. What do they want they want you to start to do? It's time to start to enjoy and celebrate life again. Enjoy. Enjoy the beauty of the life you have been given. Enjoy the freedoms that you have been bestowed upon. Enjoy the gifts you are getting, even if they don't seem like gifts at the time. Somewhere down the line, you'll go, what a gift that was, that I went through that I learned how to overcome, that I learned how to persevere, that I wasn't given the easy way out, that I had to learn how to deal with it, because now it never will take me down ever again. It's time to celebrate the victories. It's time to celebrate and remind myself I am creating the new stew of life. I'm just helping that fire get red hot so that I can start to add the right ingredients to the cauldron of life. My friends are going to help me if I want them to help, but they're just going to help me celebrate me for a while and enjoy life once again. And for God's sakes, Taka, I need to know that you are here, you are ready, that you are listening. Because this is definitely what you need to hear, and my mama came out to tell you today what you really need to know. I need to see the words, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm not even done yet. Good. That's good to hear. You know, glad things are resonating. But I want you to remember something here, and I wanted to kind of make sure you were ready to hear it. I think this is more of a validation for you and to remind yourself of something here. I'm just going to start to talk here a little bit here. First, I want to tell you about this card particularly. It's my mother's card in my deck. So my mother is represented. Each of my family members are represented in my deck. They all have an important lesson that they've not only been taught themselves, but taught me at the same time going through the things that they went through. My mom had, from my point of view, one of the most difficult ways of having to raise two kids on her own without a parent who was always there. My father was a recluse in my youth and was very not there a part of our lives. He was sporadic at best, but at least he was there. Okay, he wasn't like the grandfather who wasn't ever there. He just wasn't there a whole lot. He was in there sporadically, at least through my youth. Okay, she had to raise two boys on her own, do a job she hated, not feeling fulfilled in any way, just doing it to make bills, basically pay bills. And then reminding herself that there were other dreams she really wanted to do with life. She always gave more of herself than she she gave more to others than she gave to herself. Just like a gardenia rose does in nature. It likes to grow in light and dark places because it doesn't just limit itself to one place to grow. My mom always tried to find the best place to grow, even through the light or the darkness. She always tried to find a way to make herself better than she was the day before. She had some alcohol issues in my youth. She self-corrected for a while. I don't know exactly where she ended up on that journey, but I think she was more on the winning column than the losing column as far as the doing it for everyday usage kind of a deal. So I don't know. But honestly, that wasn't because I just never asked about that stuff. That's why I don't know it. But just like in nature, the gardenia rose will weave itself through all the other plants. It's a very symbiotic plant, will help those plants more than it helps itself. But there are times when it needs to draw from those other plants in order to survive. And it only does that when it gets to be that really bad shape kind of quality. It's almost dying before it starts to ask for something in return. Kind of like what my mom did a little bit. But she found the beauty within herself to do this in a way that was healthier, at least. She didn't do it in a way where she was letting too much of herself go without expecting equally back in return. And that's kind of one of the lessons that I want you to learn and hear today, too. But there were three things my mom always used to instill in me that I really wanted to instill in you. Okay? And this is why I wanted to just make sure you were ready for these three things that you need to hear. Maybe you've heard me say them before, but I'm saying them to you. Number one, Taka, you have the power. No matter what anyone tells you right now, you have the power to decide to do whatever you want with your life. There's nobody and nothing that can ever do that for you but you. You have that power. Number two, you are loved by more people than you could ever possibly imagine. There are more people who love you in this world than hate you in this world. All I want you to remember, every person you've made smile, laugh, and giggle, or done something kind for in your life, the tally is pretty high on the column of you doing things for others. It's okay for you to remind yourself you are loved by those people. And the third and final thing I really want you to hear is this. It's time to carve your own goddamn destiny already. What are you waiting for? A map? Well, put your finger down on the ground and start to draw a map then. Because you are the only one in control of your destiny. It's time to carve it yourself. Don't expect anyone to do it for you. If you want it, go get it. And that's what my mom always used to instill in me, and I wish I had listened to sooner rather than later. Where does that leave you and me, Taka? I think it's just a frame of reference for you to understand that I want you to know that you're not doing this alone, even if you feel like you are doing it alone. We are a spiritual community, whether we realize it or not. We are still sharing the same love. We are still sharing the same brilliant, beautiful, energies with one another. We come here. That's why I don't feel the need to take or give back energy here, because all I'm doing is looking at the energy. I'm not doing anything. I'm not dipping my hands into it and going, oh, what do I feel here? I'm reading it like I would read a story in my head, and then I just tell you what the story says. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not giving or taking anything from anybody here. I'm just reading I'm reading the plain as day messages on the wall. Yeah, and the person who needs to be giving back to the most right now is self. Yeah, but you have to remind yourself. You have to remind yourself that you are one of those people too, Taka. You are one of those people too, who deserves it just as much as everybody else deserves it. You have to refill your battery first. Put your own oxygen mask on first before you start helping everybody else out. Or you'll pass out before you get the opportunity to put any mask on. As one of my great teachers once told me. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. You know? And that goes for us all, you know? We can't help anybody else if we're the one choking to death already, you know? I couldn't help myself on the way down to the ground. The only reason I'm here is because enough force hit my chest and hit my head to cough, make me cough enough to let the rest of that coffee out of my lungs. Otherwise, I probably was passing down. My wife was coming down the hallway to make sure I was okay as I was hitting the floor, so it wasn't like nothing bad was going to happen. Yeah. Do you like coffee black with your ads or with ads? I like it with cream and sugar, honestly. I don't like a really white coffee. I'll kind of show you here. If you can see it here. Jesus, I don't know if you can even see. Okay? It's not really that white, you know, it's lightly creamed, heavily sugared though. I like my coffee a little bit sugary, so when I have regular milk and sugar, it's a little bit different on the ratio, but when it's one of those pre-mixed kind of deals, you know, 1 cup of this equals 1 pot of powder to 1 pot of coffee, maybe a little bit more or less coffee, maybe a little, like about this much cream and sugar mixed to a full pot of coffee. I know that might seem excessive for somebody, but that's how I like my coffee. And if I don't have cream and if I don't have sugar, I'll drink it black. I'm not a picky person when it comes to coffee. I'm not a coffee snob, okay? I drink the cheapest coffee you can buy at Walmart, okay? I buy the cheapest creamer you can buy at Walmart. Of course, industrial size because you buy it for a whole month. No, it is real ground coffee. I hate instant coffee with a passion. Ugh. There's nothing worse than putting an instant cup of coffee into your body. I tell you, that's not coffee. That's dried. You want to put coffee crumbles on top of your dessert? That's what it's good for. Sorry. I just don't like the instant coffee stuff. I like the real brewed stuff. I like the fresh brewed. If I had a way to... I've been thinking about it, but getting a machine that grinds up my beans every morning and just adds fresh ground beans to coffee. Oh, that'd be such a thing. You know, I am a little bit on a fresh snob, though, okay? I'm not going to lie. The fresher, the better coffee. If I could get it straight off the fucking tree, roasted right there, and then fucking have a pot of coffee, that would be the pot of coffee. Cowboy style it up. Cook those beans in a pot of coffee. You know, grab a strainer of sorts and have yourself some nice, freshly brewed bean coffee. You don't have to have it crushed up to make coffee. You know, it's not like they're hard to crush either. Oh, smashy, smashy, smashy. So, you know, but you know, and I'm we come on here, guys, and we try to talk about all sorts of topics and stuff like that. So, if you guys ever want to just talk about what's going on with your lives, you want some, I don't know, older advice maybe, or maybe you want my intuitions to help you with it, or if you guys just want to talk about what's going on, just to get it off your chest, hey, I'm open to those kind of things here too, guys. The reasons I do readings is to help you guys find the path that's right for you. But if there's something ever bothering you guys you want to talk about, you guys can come here and talk about that stuff. I will always stop for anybody saying I want to hurt myself first and foremost. Anyone saying I want to hurt myself gets my full attention right then. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if I'm in the middle of a reading. I don't care. Someone says I want to hurt myself, that my attention goes strictly to, okay, wait a minute, why are we feeling this way? Because I felt like that before and just needed someone to go and do that with me, okay? Just someone who was going, hey, I'm here, I'm listening. What do you need to talk about? Let's talk about it. Can I finish this reading real quick? And then we're going to spend the rest of the time talking about what's going on. So stay here. And then give them a reading, too, on top of it. Maybe give them some hope. Or them some hope, right? Why not? Maybe that reading changes their life for the better, I've heard people tell me that I've made them cry, that I changed their life forever because of what I've said. And I'm like, I didn't do anything. I sat here in a chair, I looked at cards, and I told you what I thought they meant. You're the one who said, these mean something to me. Thank you for that validation. Now I know what I can do with my life. I am doing a positive change now because I heard what I needed to hear more and more than hearing what I wanted to hear. Sometimes the hardest thing you will ever have to hear is no, that person doesn't love you. Or maybe you need to love yourself more. Maybe you're worthy of more. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're being shown what you don't want so that you can walk into the next person going, oh my dear God, this is so much a fresher breath air. It's so easy with this person compared to the last one, And we fight and we fight against it. We think these people who are with her are so perfect for us. Most of the time we're just trying to fill a spot long enough to find that right person, and then that right person never comes along because it's a world of chance and change here, so let me clear my queue off here so Taki doesn't stay in the queue any longer. And some people's energies are easy to read, and some people's energies are a little hard to read. And then you have these invisible voices telling you things you're supposed to tell people. You don't think that freaks me out sometimes, people? You don't think that I don't get freaked out by the invisible voices that keep saying things around me every once in a while? Yeah, I do question my sanity every once in a while, but my doctors tell me since I do that, I'm pretty an okay guy. No? Am I telling anybody to do anything to harm themselves? No, I'm telling them intuitionally. Am I giving advice that when I am not a professional of any kind, blah, blah, blah? Yes, I'm doing that, So, you're not getting a doctor's, lawyers, or anybody professional advice. I do not have a degree for tarot reading. I have 25 years of experience, but that's about it. You get one of my hand palm readings, oof. I've told my hand palm readings are even more powerful than they were before. A lot of things. So, how is everyone doing out there, though? Is everyone having a good day? Oh, yeah, that's right. And thank you, Martin Luther King Jr. for all that you did for us this day and reminding us how to be better human beings. Because I really do appreciate that shit. It's a bank holiday. Is he? Is he? Is he? Is he? Is he really? Is he really? Ooh. excited. Well, that's something to look forward to. In 5 days, I get to watch it 24 hours with my brother. I wonder if you're doing anything before that. Oh, well. Hey, that's better than nothing. At least I know it's coming up. I was a part of this first 24 hour. I got to be a part of his very first 24 hours, so I feel like I have a special place in my special place there. He's getting some new, different people on within this year. That's cool. So my friend Games with Snakes is going to be doing an event on Saturday the 20th, which is coming up this weekend, 24 hours from 2 p.m. to 2 p.m. Sunday, featuring Cocoa Pebbles, Trey Strong Z, T the Tam, Papa Clutch 21, and DJ Descent, which I hear is all very good people. I highly recommend Cocoa Pebbles, Papa Clutch, and DJ Descent. I will have to get to know Trey Strong and the T2 the Tam. I don't think I know them as well as I know all of the others, but I'm happy that I'll get to know a little bit about them that day as well. So sounds like it's going to be a lit freaking goddamn thing. So I can't wait to see that bad bitch and be there for as much as I physically can be a part of it. That's absolutely. Oh, we got to tweet that out for the brother. He probably tweeted it, so. And maybe it's time to turn on the music again. Hey, Swifty, how's it going, buddy? God damn it, where'd I put it now? Okay, it should be there. Oh. working on the railroad, blah, 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 blah. Gotta go see Crackle Pickles has a fucking Twitter. No. Wrong one. Right one. Oops, wrong one. Right one, left one, right one, left one, right one, right one, left one. I'm going around in circles. Yay! I thought I looked her up before. Do you Twitter? Do you Twitter? I don't think you Twitter. Okay. Well, never mind then. No. Well, you know what? For right now, that's good. You know what? At least I get to play two of my friends. Come check out my brothers, as this will be a lit party and a fabulous time. Check out all the other fabulous guests as well. No, I'm not ending. I was fixing something on my dumb screen. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to scare you. La, 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 la. What the heck? Alright. Fooling around in the background with my buddies. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Breakfast. Oh, nice, silly. What about that? Asmir. Ask my wife, I snore a lot louder than that. It was pretty good, actually. You know what? I took some restful time. Can't lie, I did a lot of online stuff in the background, getting some things figured out that I need to get figured out. Just kind of spend some time in reflection a little bit and trying to move on from a lot of things, and kind of, you know, trying to ask myself some serious questions about my use of cannabis and stuff like that, and maybe toning it down a little bit, you know what I'm saying, and being a little bit more laid back with it, you know, taking it down just a little bit, because, you know, not only is my tolerance beginning to get a little higher, in order for it to be effective for me, I want it to, you know, reduce my tolerance a little bit and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So, other than that, a really decent weekend. There we go. That's so loud. So, really didn't do a whole lot of other stuff this weekend. Oh. Mostly resting and recouping some spoons. I think I played like an hour and a half of Zelda off stream. I don't stream on Sundays, so didn't get any kind of reading, private reading stuff yet. So, working on making sure my Kickstarter looks good, creating some videos for it, stuff like that. So, I saw a couple more people pledge towards it today, so it was good. Doesn't need to be everything all at once. All it takes is a little bit and a little bit more. The more people who invest in that, the better. Should just use a spoon for all of that. How was your weekend validation? How was yours? No, too cold. I don't mind cold coffee if it's meant to be cold, but yeah, I agree. Even we haven't had the most snowiest of winters for Minnesota, but for us though, it's increasingly becoming more and more cold here though. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of the normal snow we would normally get, but I don't know if we're quite done with winter as of yet. So usually in January, February, and March can sometimes be the snowier months depending. So but the cold never goes away. I swear that comes whether you want it to or not. You're not going to escape. You don't escape the cold or you don't escape the snow. This year I guess we escaped a little bit of the snow, but we're getting the cold right now. So we're at I don't know. I honestly don't know where we are at in the cosmic rays of weatherland here. Let's see. Oh, it's actually 43 degrees right now. I'm surprised by it just updated. -2. I was going to say, wait a minute, it can't be that warm out there. It's -2. Nah. Welcome to Minnesota. -2 land. Yay. Play my deck like I play the records. We eat, 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 we eat. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Wiki, 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 yeah, I mean that. From the bottom of my heart. Okay, whatever that was supposed to be about. Where the hell? I'm looking for some music. Not finding music. Wishing I had music. That sounded great. You know what? I'm going to do this. Let's have a cigarette while we wait for things to happen here, huh? Yes, I was doing that. That's what I was waiting for. That one there. Thank you very much for the follow there. Vlogs. I don't know how. Slug Jenny Vlogs. Welcome on in. Bam. Why not? Sure. How you doing there, Slug Jenny? No, thank you very much. I do not pay for backers. La, 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 la. I want more music on. Let's get some music on here. I want something epic. I might get TOS. I might get some copyrights for this, but I don't care. Oh, not that one. Oh, I hate it. Click on the wrong ad. There we go. Wait for the Addy. Oh, I got a knock on the door. I'll be right back. 1 minute. I had to fix my new chair. I noticed I put something on backwards. Oopsies, my bad. Oh yeah. I can put my feet up and everything. Let's see. But can I do this and still do readings? That is the question. Oh, that. I like that. Now I just gotta plug my thing back in here. Oh yeah, that's the shit, guys. I got a vibrating chair. My legs are up. I'm ready to do readings. I'm reclined. I got it. This is it. I can die happy right now. Bye, guys. See you later. I'm dying now. Bye. See you later. Heaven, here I come. Oh, oh, a guy can dream, right? Well, one day they'll call me home. Today is not that day, I guess. Oh, it does feel kind of nice to have that rumbling on the back, though. Well, if I'm gonna have that go on, I might want to do more like this, because then I can actually kind of feel it, you know what I'm saying? The only thing I wish is it was lower, in the lower portion of the back, not so up high. Now, I know they're trying to give me that neck massage kind of feeling, but even it's still too tall, even for me. Ah, damn it, God, I hate this shit. Oopsies, here we go. Alright, now I gotta go back to having a cigarette again. Okay. Oh, okay. I don't have a Kickstarter account. Wow, I've got some people who are believing in me. That's nice. Thank you very much for your kind donation and your backing today. I accidentally put you in the spam file. I'm trying to figure out how to take you out. So if you don't hear from me, please contact me here. Yes, I absolutely would love to get some more capital for my project. I'm always looking for people who believe in my dream. All I ask is, what do you expect in return for this generosity? Please just be honest with me, as I don't want to fall into a lot of scams in the past, so please don't take this the wrong way. Printing has not begun. We will start. I am currently in search of a place where I can print these cards off the way I want them to be printed off, with a box included and a ability to also edit my current book with grammar and spelling mistakes being looked for, and to re-explain my meanings as they have changed since then. Or keep the original meanings and then do a reprinting of the new meanings with the new book. I have yet to decide whether my backers would like that option or not. Please let me know. I think we're gonna call it a day, guys, because I'm not having a whole lot of people pop in and stuff. But let's go find someone to share our love with on our way out, though. Okay, let's do this here. That's. We're taking off the music. We're gonna go to our normal, everyday thing. It looks like we're gonna cut out today about a half an hour early. So, really want to say thank you guys for helping me with all of my project stuff and being so supportive with my Kickstarter campaign. The more you guys share that out, the better it will be for me, and the sooner those cards will get printed. Okay, because people are printing, are paying for basically 2 packs. So I want to make sure that they are able to give them away to whoever they want to as prizes or whatever else as well. But we're looking for a person to go show some love to, so we're gonna go check that out right now by doing the whole "hey, who's out there" kind of gig. So yeah, we're gonna kick out of here a little early today, but while I'm looking for somebody, we might as well chit chat for a bit. So la 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 la. Let's put the cards away because they are done. They're done speaking for today. I was actually contemplating whether I should come on today or not. I knew today was going to be Martin Luther King Day, so there's a lot of celebrations going on maybe, and a lot of people doing a lot of other things today. It's an extra day off for some people, so they're taking advantage of it, yada, yada, yada. But there's always somebody out there who's trying to plug along out there and do something extraordinary. Let's see if any of the people I know are out there first. Ooh, let's send you there. I think that's a good place to go raid. Tarot Mama's on right now. Oh, okay. It's between Tarot Mama or your bestie. Your bestie, we're coming to raid you. We're coming to raid you. Coming to raid you, you're gonna raid it, we're gonna raid you, 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 we're gonna raid you. Hey, if anyone's gonna come along for me with this raid, your best Tansy is a baby streamer. I'm trying to help her along a little bit, give her that much needed love. So let's shout her out. First and foremost, before we do anything. And then we are gonna go out to her today. Oh, for the love of great God, this is all that is right and holy. First, no. Copy. Now. Pasty. Pasty, pasty, pasty. Let me see here. Yeah, I just saw it dropped some frames there, so it was freezing for a second, but we're about to raid out anyway, so we're gonna go here, guys. So that's where we're gonna go. I'm on my way out. See you guys tomorrow, though. I'll be here about the normal times. So see you then. Love you.